Yo, 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 yo. What it do? It's RB22, episode 41 of Text Ring of Fire. Got Harry, got my boy Jose covering Dallas, San Antonio. We don't got no Houston, They don't want the banter. They don't want this smoke. But Jose's here. Harry's here. What's up, Harry? How you doing, boy?
Doing well. Bear with me a second here. I visited Austin a couple weeks ago, so I got me an Austin Beer Works Blood Orange. So that we're going to celebrate that.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pour it out. If you follow Austin FC Twitter, you see all these tears just flowing down. And then as a San Antonio FC fan, cheers. We drink those tears right back up.
This guy, what a pour. What a pour. That was horrible.
Under pressure.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, you got the point though. I thought it was
I got the point.
I got it, Harry. It was good, bro. It was good. It was great.
Whatever.
I was the only one who didn't like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's bad over here. It's Austin is not doing well. Let's just face it. It is what it is. MLS definitely hit me in the face this season. So, Jose, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. Honeymoon phase over for Austin FC. It's done. Back to reality. Nah, man. Look, I asked for two things last episode of this show, right? I asked for an FC Dallas clean sheet. I asked for us to walk away with 3 points, and we got both. We'll talk about it, during the FC Dallas segment. But even outside of that, man, can't complain. Great week so far, and yeah, bro, I'm excited to be here.
So you're the only one with the W out of all of us, on at least on the show here right now. I think Houston had the best win.
They did. It was Galaxy though, so
So, but they handled the LA team unlike the green team.
That's so crazy, bro. You would think it would be backwards. Like if it was last season or the season before, you would just assume that Austin FC would be walking out of LA with a 3-0 in some form or fashion, and the Dynamo walking out of there with the tail between their legs. And it's just the exact opposite this season. It's crazy.
But
it is.
We're going to start the show with just a quick recap of the Lamar Hunt Open Cup in the second round. I know we kind of touched base with it the last time we were here, but San Antonio advanced. Plus Club deLyon 2-1 in extra time. South Georgia Tomenta upset. Oh, I don't think it was an upset, but beat RGV 2-1. Union Omaha beat El Paso 2-0. Which at the time we thought it was going to be Houston San Antonio. I didn't realize Dallas was not in this round for that here. So the pots which San Antonio and Houston went in. I think caught everybody off guard a little bit here because San Antonio went into what I call the deep south and end up drawing Nashville, which they'll play on. I think it was I thought I put the date in there on I think it was the 26th, April 26th, for there at 6:30 in Nashville, and Houston travels to Tampa, so they got the Florida region. So, just your guys, excuse me, just your guys' thoughts on the draw and where the Texas teams ended up, and unfortunately, because RGV and El Paso couldn't make it, and the success that Dallas and Austin had last year, they were the two on the island. So,
man, I'm excited for that San Antonio Nashville game. That's going to be a good one. I mean, San Antonio, they're running thin right now. Nashville.
Yeah, how cleaned up is San Antonio, by the way, Harry? Like, how you guys on the last legs, pretty much?
I think we're starting to get a little bit healthier, but yeah, we've been running with academy kids on the bench. So this time we only had two, but the last couple of games prior, we only had one sub early. That wasn't an academy kid and wasn't the backup goalkeeper. But they brought in two forwards, including who'd they bring in today? You guys will know this name. Eric Hurtado used to be with Sporting Kansas City, used to be with Columbus. It's got over 100, I think 100 starts with on MLS teams. He's a little bit older, so they're building, bringing in some weapons, and he's the Texas Ring of Fire account. A team on I-35 did bring in some firepower, just as the one with the star.
So. Back to the star. Interesting. Well, kind of still banged up, so we'll see what happens. I don't know.
You got Dago right here saying Houston Dynamo on the come up against Tampa Bay Rowdies. I mean, I think they'll get it done. I don't see why they shouldn't. Tampa Bay, though, is a good team, though, so you can't sleep on them.
They're like San Antonio as far as in USL and Louisville City, one of those teams that you just can't take lightly for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, I think they'll get it done. Where's the gate? That one's in Houston, right? Yeah, that one's in Houston. Yeah. So
both of us are away.
Yeah, Houston's away.
Houston's away?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
San Antonio's away at Nashville, which was what makes it tough.
Okay, I see it. All right, yeah. Well, yeah, that is Tampa Bay shows out. They got a good atmosphere. So, are they going to show those on ESPN? Do you know, Harry?
Nah, dude. There's no ESPN, man. This is all Bleacher Report.
YouTube.
Yeah, Bleacher Report YouTube or the club's YouTube channel. And I've found it interesting that Portland Timbers, who are hosting, I think, San Diego Loyal, if memory serves me correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Are opting not to put it, to show the game, which.
No. Portland has Orange County.
Or Orange County. Well, they're not showing the game, so. To me, as a MLS, I thought it was shitty with USL teams not showing it. It's unexcusable that MLS is not showing the game. I know it's
different competition. But... technically, it's technically a different IP, different league. Technically, right? It's like I kind of understand, but yeah, someone should be showing it.
You can't if you're gonna say the Open Cup matters, but then you don't televise that. Is that kind of talking both ways? And we know if it was an MLS versus MLS team, it would be televised. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, for sure. We got RB22 needs to admit Houston is bigger than Austin. I mean,
not wrong.
Right now, we're not even in the U.S. Open Cup right now because we're too good. So, maybe next round. So, no. I mean, at the moment, we're playing like ass, and at this point, Jose saying honeymoon's over and all that. So, I mean, it does feel that way a little bit. It does feel year 3, that way. But USL. Let's continue. We're about to get into the Austin segment, so everybody get your blackout for that.
So this weekend in USL Championship, the big match, San Antonio versus Sacramento, 0-0. It was a great match to be at. I think the referee lost. Just wasn't consistent on calling fouls, and I think both teams felt that they didn't get the right end. I know San Antonio fans feel like she missed two PKs, clear PKs for us, but at the end of the day, Sacramento is a great team. We're obviously San Antonio is the defending champ, so it was an even game. You look at the stats; it was even. It was fun to be there. Great environment. It was marred by a fan coming onto the pitch and showing the referee a yellow card. They had brought a big yellow card in.
That's funny.
Harry, I want an honest answer. Why does that bother you so much that he did that? Because to me, that he went on the pitch and did his antics, and me, it doesn't really bother me.
We don't belong on the pitch. As fans, you're not supposed to be on the pitch. He was able to get up right behind the referee and followed her for 5-10 yards before San Antonio players reacted to push her out. Then not only that, as the quote security was letting him off, and this was allegedly a 17-year-old. So it wasn't some guy that was drunk or anything along those lines. But they let him go when they kind of got tunnel area. He came back out and taunted the Sac Republic bench as well. The reason why I have an issue with it, I'm old enough to remember, Monica Seles getting stabbed on the court. There's been issues where we've seen fans, get into it with players, punches along those lines. You don't know people's intentions. And the issue is this guy, this kid allegedly got a criminal trespass and, can't come back to Toyota Field for a year. What happens if other people come on? You just don't know the intent of people to do it. I didn't think it was funny just for the fact that, number one, it's a disrespect to the referee. Regardless, as a referee that's refereed, FIFA has refereed in NWSL matches. She had an off night. I think even if she went back and looked at it, she would say, there were some calls that she missed, but it wasn't just her. It was her entire crew. Referees have off nights, and as fans, you can boo and you can say the ref sucks, blah, 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 but you don't go out on the pitch and embarrass them. And to me, embarrass our fan base, because what happens if security would have done the right thing and tackle him? And what, I think up in Austin, somebody got their arm broke, right? I think I heard there was an incident up there where the guy got tackled. What happens if the kid got hurt? Or what happens if he did something to a player along those lines? With
that context, for sure.
It opens up. Now,
but I didn't know if he ran on to maybe like get a picture with the player or something.
No, like it was during kind of a stop and play.
I get it.
He came from our side. He was able to get all the way up in the middle of both teams, carted the ref walking behind her. It's people were laughing, and I understand, hey, you could see humor in it just on how the game was going, and nobody was happy with the referee, but you can't have that shit. Whether it's baseball, whether it's your academy kid, your son in an academy game, you can't have players or you can't have fans on the pitch, no matter the age. I don't care if you're 17, I don't care if you're 50 like me. I don't belong on the pitch during game action.
Agreed.
You're young, Harry?
There you go.
Agreed. Up, man.
And with that said, now Harry talking about it back. I will just say, for this show, still kind of funny. But in the moment, right? You're like, dude, what's this guy doing? But for the sake of the show, hearing the story, I'm like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I understood what he was doing, but you just
I agree. I feel
and to me, I have a voice for San Antonio FC. I don't know why, but I have a voice for San Antonio FC. So if I come out and encourage it or say, hey, it's funny along those lines, to me, that sets the it's just like you with Austin FC. You have a voice for Austin FC. If you come out and say something that's, maybe not bad, but it still looks negatively on the team, because I guarantee at minimum USL is going to fine San Antonio FC, and for lack of security, I doubt they do it, but we've seen other federations, if there's other instances, can take away fan access to the game. So it's a bigger deal. I know it's a funny moment. I know the kid thought he was cute, but you just can't do it. It's not something that's accepted nowadays. So.
And Arby, don't worry, you're not going to embarrass Austin FC any more than their embarrassed now. So you're good, bro.
Yeah,
they're doing a good enough job themselves. So
yeah, trust me, I know. I mean, but you can't really do nothing about Bouanga, bro. Like the guy is just.
I don't know. He didn't score a hat trick on Dallas, but we'll talk about it.
Well, it was Bouanga 3, Austin FC 0. I mean, LAFC.
Well, let me finish up here, because we got to get El Paso in, even though I consider them in New Mexico. But El Paso beat Orange County 1-0. RGV was on a bye, although they've been on a bye all year. This upcoming week, RGV travels to Pittsburgh at a 6 p.m. kickoff. San Antonio travels to Louisville City in a rematch of the USL Finals last year. 7:30 kickoff on that, and then El Paso has a bye this week here. So that covers USL kind of in a quick fashion. I guess we're going to be moving to up the road, I-35. Hopefully you can avoid the traffic, and we'll see what RBB brings.
Man, freaking Austin FC, y'all. I mean, what is there really to? I mean, where do we start? You know,
How about the lineup?
I mean,
yeah, that's a great place.
The lineup. I mean, all right. So Zardes out, Rigoni's still in. Other than that, it's pretty much Vicenen back in, and man, the lineup, it is what it is, right? I mean, bro,
is there do they have anybody that could?
I really want to
fill the spots, or you don't even want to get into it.
I mean, yeah, I got people like freaking Finlay. I've already talked about it. We got Rigoni starting still. Rigoni hasn't had a shot. I saw a stat from who was it? Striker. Striker came out with a stat saying he hasn't took a shot on goal in 171 minutes. That people are saying that's a game and a half, right, bro? That's almost 2 games. That's not a game and a half. That's 2 games.
And that the stat was for a shot on goal.
Yeah, shot on goal.
Dude, that's
or maybe even a shot. Maybe even a shot, bro. I think it's a shot.
36 touches, period.
I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right, so look, we got Vicenen back into the lineup, all right? Which I mean, everyone's just a kind of a ghost, bro, at this point with this. I just don't understand. Danny Pereira came out with after the match. We lose this match 3-0. If y'all really want to get into this match, I mean, for the ones at home that don't know, okay, we come out with Maxi, and Maxi is starting over Zardes. Everyone probably happy about this one, but we still got Rigoni in there. We end up going down to Boanga, first half, 40th minute, off of a shot that comes off the post. One of those shots that just, hey, you got a small window, you take your shot, lands it, bro. So 1-0, they go into halftime 1-0. And we did start this game off looking like we were going to do something. We had possession. We were coming out the back. Huh?
You had a shot on goal.
We're not talking about the shot. I mean, we're just talking about the creativity. Like, you could see the creativity.
No, you had a shot. I think you guys had the first shot of the game.
Yeah, they did.
But dude, even our shots, look at where they're at. Look at where they're from. Like, we've got to get inside the box and take some shots. I know you want to have people that shoot from
the only shot inside the box in the 9th minute.
So look at that, and then look at LAFC shots.
Well, LFC, yeah, it's
dude, Austin FC is just lost right now, bro. We have we have some creativity, but LAFC, they started off slow. They did this in the Western Conference Final. They absorbed everything that we were doing, right? They tactically looked at every space that they had, and they adjusted, bro. They adjusted, and within 20 minutes, you saw LAFC coming in counters, getting us on the counter, getting us in space. We weren't able to move with the ball at all. Come out after halftime, dude. Same thing, just flat, bro. No creativity, nothing going on, man. So with me and seeing Rigoni starting these games, bro, like I'm pretty much I'm done with it, bro. Like, we take an L. We take an L, bro, with Rigoni as a DP. Gerorgia was very influential. I was watching Jorge Iturralde's show, FC TV, and he was talking about how pretty much Wolf would bench Pochettino. Wolf would bench who's another guy he would bench? Man, it's somebody else, but he would bench them, right? DPs. Cecilio Dominguez. He would bench them. They were playing bad, he'd bench them, right? Rigoni. Why hasn't he, you know what I'm saying? Why has he not bench Rigoni yet, bro?
That one has to sting here, from Alberto Lopez. FYI, Hector Herrera has more goals than the Russi.
Yeah, that's okay, bro.
Looks more lethal too. Acha is doing work right now.
Yeah, right now. I mean, it's about time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people are talking about that he's going to get called up to the national team. I doubt it. Hey, Alberto. Hey, bro. Hop on the show. We need that Houston banter. We can handle it. I know y'all are down, so just come on with it. But anyways,
Okay, hold on, bro. Hold on. So you bench Rigoni, right? Let's say that's the plan. You bench Rigoni.
Yeah, we have to, bro. We have to at this point. Like,
okay, but you don't think it's a system issue? It's not just him, in my opinion. It's not just him.
Okay, and the system issue. In my opinion, this is my thoughts on the system issue. Okay, check it out. We changed formation. We're attacking with 3 defenders, right? We're shifting the center back out pretty much to play wide, right? Pushing up John Gallagher on the wing.
Okay.
What that does is that's congesting Rigoni. I was watching today Carvajal with Rodrigo and their link-up play, like the way they were moving. And I'm not trying to compare us to Real Madrid at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just the style, the way they were linking up on the sideline. I can see how it works because Real Madrid looked like they were doing the same thing, you know, playing 3 back, push attacking, you know. So I think that's what he's trying to do, but it's not working out because Gallagher pushes up and Rigoni just pushes out to the middle, and then Driussi's trying to have to push back out to the it's just everyone's just like they just look lost, bro. And they look like they don't understand this system yet, which it's a new system, but I think it has a lot to do with the center back situation. You know, and that comes back to this show with Jorge. You know, he's talking about I lost what I was gonna say with that one. But I mean, it's just, dude, this system is new.
The system's not new.
It is. Well, I mean, with the center back situation. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking. We played through our center backs. We played through our center backs, right? We released our center backs and then we pass up through Donnie, right?
Right.
And then we push out wide. Okay. That was the way we were playing last season. This season, you notice we're going wide immediately. You know,
and why is that? Because of like pressure through the front and the middle?
Well, the center backs, I don't think Josh trusts them. He doesn't trust them to play out to them, whether it's Vicen or Ring.
But that
to be honest, bro, he has a good point though.
Ring is a defensive midfielder, so he should be able to quarterback in what he was captain last year, right? And he's a DP player. If you can't trust him, and I understand he's playing out of position, I get that. But if there's one person that should be good with the ball at his feet, it should be him.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't.
No, I agree. I agree, but I think that's just my thoughts, right? And then you get into it more and more, and then it's just like you start thinking about it, and it's just like man, like what is going on? Because at this point, people are talking about Wolf out already, right? Like you had on your name, Wolf in, Wolf out, right? Already, dude. Game 6.
But it's not game 6 though. And the reason why I say this is at the end of year 1, people wanted Wolf out, and just it's how he manages the game. Like I have a good friend.
We have to adjust, Harry. Our fans have got to adjust to MLS already.
Everything worked last year, but you yourself admit that this team is closer to year 1 than it is to year 2. They have took a huge step back. And if you're going to take that huge step back, who are you pointing the finger at? You've lost several, a couple of DPs. One of them due to a domestic issue. I get that. You got Redis, who's been a failure. For here, he never sees the pitch on either team, either Austin FC 2 or here. He's not getting any minutes. You've got the issues with the center backs. You've got issue with Wolf calling out people with their contracts, calling people out with their weight. There's just there's so much evidence there that
it's drama.
At least at the start, Wolf's involved with it. Now, last year, everything he touched turned to gold. This year, everything he touched, it's not turning into gold. Can he turn it around? Sure.
But to send your center backs, man, you send your center backs to dude. Another thing. All right, Julio Cascante gets a new contract, right?
What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, he gets a new contract, 2025 option for 2026, right? Obviously, there's a pay raise in that. Dude, my thoughts on that is like, do you guys not remember all the mistakes that this guy would make last year, season 1? Like, this guy is. I feel more safer with Vicenen than Julio Cascante. and people are just like, oh yeah, like, bro, no, bro, we sent Kip Keller to Austin FC too.
Who's doing well.
Okay, that's not what we're talking about. But he is doing good. Why couldn't he have been doing that for Austin FC? Playing as center back for us when we need center back. No, but did he do that to Julio? Did he send him to a USL team after all the mistakes that he made last? Dude, how many goals do we give up with Julio Cascante in our lineup? Like, I used to say this last year, we're 1-0 already down whenever Julio's in the lineup. Like, okay, Julio is who he is, but the reason why people are so hard, like heavy on him right now is because there's no one else there, right, to come in and do what Julio does right now. But it's not that hard to go and find somebody young from the USL that will come in and do that for you. It's not that hard. Like, for cheaper, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, to be a role player.
Yes. That's all you got to do is start, and then you get some confidence. That's how Julio Cascante started.
There are good center backs in USL. There's a couple in San Antonio, but please stay away from San Antonio, because that'll piss me off. I won't lie to you, but I'd be happy for the players. Like, to me, there's two that I don't understand why they're still in San Antonio, but we'll leave that there.
Yeah, but
we want to move. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. That move on. Like you're about to say, I think Cascante to me. I mean, that's just my hot take. That's why I was saying I'm gonna talk my ass off this episode, because I know people aren't gonna like what I say, and I'm not here to please anyone. I think that Julio Cascante should not be our like the guy that we're just like, man, like for the next few years, like this, he's not the guy. Like we have got to find somebody better, like Vicenen, Gaberson, or guys better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my opinion. But we lose to a good team, bro. LAFC 3-0 ball with
head and shoulders better. I think better than everybody in the West at this point. Maybe Seattle has an argument, but I think LAFC, if they wanted to, they could run the table both in the league and in CONCACAF Champions League.
Yeah. They're in the semifinals. They rolled Vancouver 6-0, which brings me into.
Jose disagrees with that, but we'll see.
What's that?
I think Jose disagrees with that by his expression there. He's like,
I just think it's a crazy time, right? If you look at Austin FC fans where they were a year ago and how down bad they are now, like just the tone in RB's voice, the conceding that LAFC is miles ahead of you, like I don't know, bro, it's crazy. I don't know. It just I'm soaking it all in.
For everyone, that's new to this, which I'm pretty new, this is the MLS, y'all. I mean, just get used to it. This is gonna happen. Like, you're gonna have good years, and you're gonna go into the next season with the same team and not have a very good year. Bro, you laugh, Jose, but how many times has Dallas done it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then what changes? What's usually the thing that changes? The coach.
Well, Dallas has always been like a B+ team.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, like, they're all like, you know what, bro? Like, I'm desensitized a little bit because they've always kind of been.
What would you grade Austin right now? Can you bring the table up, Harry?
Yeah.
What would you grade Austin right now?
Austin, you're 9th place in the MLS. You're 2-1-3. You just let Denny Bouanga dance all over you guys.
Hey, watch yourself. All right.
Dan, I could have gone way worse there. But
the goal was a hell of a goal.
I was gonna say,
it was. I mean, in all honesty, all three of them were.
All three.
A lot of fans want to act like the first shot that hit post wasn't phenomenal. It was great. The last one, how he got on the end of that cross, was out of this world, man. It was crazy just for him to get that shot and to turn his hips and get it.
Professional.
Yeah, bro. But 9th place. If the season ended today, Austin FC would scrape into whatever this new wild card game format is supposed to be.
Oh, here we go. So it'd be Austin and Vancouver playing each other on the wild card,
which they play this week too. So
Yeah, so we play each other this week. We host Vancouver at home, 7:30 here at Q2 Stadium. Guys, hey, Jose, you talking about the honeymoon phase being over? Thinking about going to watch Super Mario this Saturday.
Dude, the Rapids are 1 point back from you. That's how bad you are, man.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
know.
had that result gone the way that the entire game suggested it would, they probably would be ahead. I mean, Stuver saved y'all's asses, and like it could have been 3-4-1. Like I don't know, that game could have easily gone the Rapids' way.
Dude, look at LA.
Oh, damn. LA. You want to talk about a team that's in trouble? It's the Galaxy, and I haven't caught up on the afternoon drama, but their GM sent a letter basically saying, "Hey, don't make the playoffs. We're I'll step down." And I'm like, "Well,
that's a small W right there."
But you might as well step down now if you're saying, "Hey, I'm going to step down," because once you put that out there, you're not walking that back. I haven't seen the response from the supporters. I think there's a few of them out there. I just haven't, I don't follow MLS that much. Plus, I was kind of prepping for the show to be able to know that. Kansas City, my pick that I thought that was going to make the playoffs.
Nice.
Yeah, they're down bad
dude.
Right
but
now.
Look, okay, so check it out. Kansas City, LA. All they got to do is win a game and get a tie, and we continue losing, and they're ahead of us or tied with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not far from bottom of the table, and people.
I say Austin's a C minus. You asked me about a grade earlier, like a C minus, like this close to moving from passing to failing on the grading system.
I'm sorry. I think Austin's at a D.
I was being generous then.
Harry
just likes D's, so
okay.
That was my average grade in high school. So hey, but, that was many moons ago. But no, seriously, and RB, going into this season, most people had high expectations of Austin FC. And
you know what I think hurt us? I think last year hurt us. Having a good season, like just
that makes no sense. That makes zero sense. By that logic, nobody should have a one-off good season.
The expectations, Jose. That makes
that just means you guys are mental midgets. That's all that means. It means that the expectations were too heavy. You couldn't lift the badge that you were expected to lift.
It's not me. It's not.
Oh, I know.
Don't come for me. Don't come for me like that.
I mean, the Los Verdes, remember the paraphernalia all behind.
Like you said,
otherwise.
Like you said, it's the midget brains or whatever you said. Like
mental midget. That's what I'm saying. That's a thing, bro. I mean, I talk about it a lot with. I mean, I'm critical. I'm not going to take it too far down the Barcelona and Europe route, but like that's what it feels like. When certain players are like, it's just like a mental block. They can't get over it. They can't, perform when there's that much pressure. It's when they're the underdogs they perform best, and that could be it.
This is my fear for Austin. Is they turn into like the Colorado Rapids, where they'll have one great year. They'll make the playoffs. Colorado's won the freaking MLS Cup. But then they come back.
That'd be a bad drop.
But no. But and I think that's what RB's talking about. They had a poor year. They had a year that exceeded expectation, and then they're coming back down to that. That's if you look at the Rapids history. That's their history where they go down for a couple of years, put everything right together, have a year, maybe 2 years, and then it falls back down to like what they're doing right now.
Because last year they were like what? Like
they were horrible. They were trash.
But look, think past on the field results, right? Like with the Rapids, I mean, I just talked to Matt Pollard from Holding the High Line last week, and we were talking about just kind of what it's like right now in Denver, for example. And he's like, if I could walk down this one strip that's very popular, I might see a ton of like, Broncos jerseys or Avs jerseys during playoffs. But in that 300 to 400 yard span, I'd probably run into maybe 2, maybe 3 Rapids kits, like tops. It's just there's no culture around that team anymore. And so when I hear Harry say, okay, like Austin, I'm like, the culture is the one thing that you really have.
I'm just talking about performance.
Okay.
There's night and day. There's night and day difference as far as people in the stands. Number one, as much as I joke about Q2 not being downtown, it's not in Commerce City, which is which would be kind of out like Georgetownish area, for, you're kind of comparing it. So where the stadium is for Colorado, and Matt's a hell of a guy. So, I do recommend following his podcast. It's a wonderful podcast that covers the Rapids for that here. But to me, so I'm just talking about the on-field performance from a year-to-year basis.
Yeah.
Obviously, Colorado has a shitty owner in Stan Concrete, I think, is the one that owns them. Yeah, he doesn't invest any money into them at all. It's, hey, let me take these forgotten gems and see if it works, and pour some water on it and see if it grows. Where Austin, Precourt, he was a shitty owner in Columbus. He's got his dream shot in Austin. So far, he's done well. I know here in San Antonio we talk shit about him, but you have to give him credit. He's done the right moves. He put a decent stadium in. It's not downtown, but it's And I hate Austin FC fans for saying this. Well, it's the second downtown in Austin. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But it's in a good location, and Austin traffic sucks no matter where you're at, and it depends where you're at. If you're on the north side, which I guess is the more affluent, RB, not that RB is the most affluent guy out of us, but it's part of the more affluent area compared to the south, South Austin along those lines. So to me, it's
a great location.
Where I comparison. So
it's a great location. It's easier to get to rather than downtown, dude.
Well, not if you're coming from South Austin or Buda or Kyle.
Yeah. San Antonio, like you, right?
I've been up there once.
Every match.
I know people that do go to every match, which is
I know. Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm doing the
Vancouver,
show, by the way, with that here.
What's that?
Doing this show isn't helping me, by the way. So.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We'll be here for whenever you want to, come on up. But we got Vancouver this weekend. They're in 9th place, like we were talking about. We're in 8th. I mean, we got to get those 3 points. It could be a 1-0 game. It could be something like that along those lines.
Yeah.
Maybe a 2-1, but
and for reference, RB, for reference, I think Dallas drew, if I'm correct, at Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you guys could walk out, like, realistically, without trolling Austin fans too hard. I think you guys could walk out with the point. I think you guys could if you. I don't know if Rigoni's the guy or not, because I don't know if it's a system issue. I think personally, there's multiple guys that just don't know what the hell they're doing situationally when the ball moves certain places on the pitch. So I don't know if, even if you bench Rigoni, I don't know if it fixes all your problems, but you guys should be able to walk out of there with a point.
Yeah, no, that's a fair take.
Here's what I find funny for you, RB. At the start of the season, you're like, "Hey, offensively, we'll score 3-4 goals a game." Now you're like, "Hey, we should be able to
2.
We should be able to one.
Can I get a goal, please?
One, please."
How times have changed.
Please, somebody score for me.
be lighting those candles if you're not SAFC fan.
Guys, I've humbled myself. Like, I had to. Sheesh. Oh man, Dynamo. Hey, them boys took care of business this weekend. Empty stadium,
but just destroy itself. But no, Hector Herrera got a goal. I think the first one to start out.
Banger, right? Pretty good one.
Yeah, it was a decent goal for that here. It was 1-0, and then you guys would have to explain this to me. I'm assuming Martin Krakus. There was a VAR situation, and he goes over with the referee to the VAR. And
Caceres, yeah, this guy's an idiot, bro. He's an idiot.
And he made contact, and the referee was like, "Yeah, I'm not having that." So,
and he's a veteran. He's a veteran player. Like, what the hell are you doing touching the referee, bro? Like, of all of your teammates, that even if it was friendly, because he kind of just like, hey, I'm going to peek in on the screen when you're peeking in. Just dumb, bro. Stupid.
Yeah. So because it was on a PK. It was on a PK VAR review for a PK. which I'm assuming he was the one. I just watched the highlights. I didn't have time to watch it to watch the full game. But to me, that's who does that?
And I know he probably seems like it was friendly, like, oh, I was walking over to my friend, the referee, and I, just kind of swing my arm on him. But you can't do that.
You can't try to influence the call. That's why you gather around him when there. But when he goes like this and then goes to there, I thought it was common sense that, hey, you don't follow him over there and make contact, pointing at the monitor, saying, hey, I didn't do that.
It was a second yellow, right?
Yeah, second yellow.
Okay, so he technically would have gotten a yellow for it.
Yeah,
I thought it was a straight red for some reason, but yeah, it's still.
I probably should have been, but Amin Bassi set a MLS record for 4 straight games with PKs converted. So congratulations. And Houston, it typically evens out, so watch out on that. And then I think it was there was some Hector Herrera crime. He got a yellow card, their second yellow card in 90+4. Douglas Costa got.
Oh man, did you guys see the Costa shit? Oh,
I didn't see it.
Dude, he grabbed him like it was, I don't even know. Harry, what do you compare it to? Wrestling? American football? Just he grabbed him and just tossed him to the side like, oh man. He
wanted out of the game.
Like, he didn't want to play anymore. He was just like, whatever, I'm over it.
And he'll sit a game or two, and he'll be like, yeah, but it was a game that if you're a Houston fan, you love it. It was a great win for Houston. They showed up, and to me, looking at the highlights, the crowd was into it. They had a good crowd, especially for Houston. So hats off to Houston. We've thought that they've improved, and I think their performance has shown. They'll still they'll still have those shitty games like they did against the Revolution, but they're showing that if they can get some more consistency, you could see them possibly make the playoffs, which I told you that they could be. RB, you had them more towards the bottom, but I do think that if Houston continues, and depending on what they do,
I'm human. You know that, right, Harry? Oh, shit, who's late? Somebody was late.
Yeah. Somebody was hacking into us. I guess we're going to move to the most.
Who they got this week? Who does Houston have this week?
They traveled to New York Red Bulls. 6:30 kickoff.
And they have their own problems to deal with right now, so.
The Red Bulls had a
hell of an incident.
What's your thoughts on the coach? When you have I think it was the goalkeeper that said he needs to come off the pitch, and you don't listen to the goalkeeper or the players on your own team, to me, and this goes back to when Cincinnati first came in, they've lost coaches for, saying inappropriate stuff. To me, this is just as bad, where you're not listening to your teammate that's saying he did say it, he needs to get off the pitch, and he wasn't really putting, the player that did it wasn't really putting up much of a fight either.
Yeah.
To me, I wonder if the coach should be in a little bit of a hot seat for his inaction. And I know he came out with a statement saying, hey, I didn't realize he did the Rick Shantz of, hey, the moment kind of got to me, and I didn't realize it was as big as it was. Rick Shantz got sent, coach of Phoenix, when San Diego Loyal walked off the pitch after a racial slur in a game. He got set 3 games for that here, including playoff game. There was a couple of playoff games before he was allowed to come back. So to me, it'll be interesting to see what MLS does with that. The player did step away from the team. Team really has, last I saw, team really hasn't came out with anything beyond just the statement saying, hey, he stepped away. But, I think they're waiting for MLS to finish their investigation.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of how he gets punished or not punished by the club or the league for the inaction, I still think at a minimum from a player's perspective, because that's almost the perspective I always use when I look at these things, he would have lost me like immediately. Like I think that your keeper is a certain amount of a leader on almost any team. And right then and there, when you just saw that he kind of just blatantly ignored what the keeper was saying, I'm going to do what I want. I'm the coach. I'm the manager. It's got like the same feeling I get when I watch Antonio Conte, like, throw his players under the bus in press conferences, right? It's just like, I would never want to play for someone like that. I think the trust levels now is super low. Probably a good time to be playing the Red Bulls, to be honest. So Houston might be on, might be poised for kind of a 2 on the bounce scenario.
Any thoughts, RB, on the situation if you follow it?
I didn't even know anything was going on over there. I mean, but
man.
I mean, what you mean? Come on, man. That's what I got you. That's what I got y'all for. Let me know what's going on. Keep me informed.
It was just a crazy scenario, man. I mean, again, I don't want to put too much of a spotlight on the racism part of it, because that's just a shitty part of what, unfortunately, we still have to go through in 2023. But the inaction is just crazy from multiple perspectives. And I think that he's going to have, like, if he doesn't get fired for this, he'll get fired because he lost the locker room somewhere down the line.
So you want to talk about going to South Beach and, taking points away from outer Miami?
Yeah.
Let's talk about FC Frisco real quick.
Hey, you know what? They breed 3 points out in Frisco. You know what, man? This game, it was really interesting to watch. First off, it looked hot and sweaty as hell. I do not envy anybody who has to play footy in Miami at certain times of the day. That looks terrible. But the lineup, just to kind of kick the game off, the lineup, bro, was good. I feel like we're experimenting with the right pieces right now in these early days of the season. Look, bro, I know you're a Cerrillo guy, RB. I'm not your boy. I like Paso a lot, man. I think Quignon and Paxton as a combination right now in the middle of the field, those two pivots together, I don't know, they just complement each other really well. Quignon has more of an impact right now than I saw him have towards the latter half of last season. So those are the two big rotations. One was
he said he was not a bad role player. I mean, come on.
No, he's not. But remember, he started the first like 3 or 4 games for Dallas.
Yeah. But I mean, last season he wasn't like the main starter either. So
no. But that's what I'm saying. I see potential in Quignon. I always feel like he wasn't the athlete that Cerrillo is, and that's kind of where he loses out. But I feel like having Paxton next to him covers a lot of those faults. Like, it just like they can both play comfortable together, move the ball forward. So the big switches in our lineup from the week before was moving to a 4-2-3-1 away from the 4-3-3. I like that move. The back line was virtually the same, minus keeping Jesus on the right. Bro, that Brazilian can move, man. He was making streaking runs up and down that right-hand side all day long. Just the overlaps, the things that Areola should be doing, but he's not doing, and we'll talk about that here in a second. I think the back line played pretty well and kept a clean sheet. The rest of the back three was virtually the same, minus Martinez at center back. Right now, we're kind of bouncing back and forth between him and Ibiaga. But our back line's playing decently well. The two pivots were great for me, and then that front four, the 3 and then the 1. I like Ferreira more as a true 10. This is a formation where he can be a true 10. He can actually demand the ball, get more of it, distribute more. I think use Jimenez up top as a distribution vehicle, right? Like as someone who could just hold up play, grab the ball, and send Ferreira in on these crazy runs. That's kind of what happened. You still saw a little bit of Velasco coming into the middle of the field, demanding the ball, trying to distribute more himself. Areola did get on the end of some runs, some long balls finally, and he had a shot or two that actually, threatened the keeper. But still goalless from here on the season, which to me is still like, dude, if Miami's 5 losses in a row now, if you're not scoring on Inter Miami, like, who are you scoring on? That's kind of where I am with Areola. I feel like I'm going to have a beef with him by the end of the season. But outside of that, man, I mean, a ton of chances in the first half, a ton. If you watch, we hit the post. I thought.
Yeah, no, I saw Velasco
Ferreira.
missed one.
Yeah, Velasco missed one. Jimenez, he got so unlucky on one of these that the keeper made a great save, but he shouldn't hit it anywhere besides the middle of the goal. I feel like in the first half we were just peppering that box and nothing was going our way.
Yeah, I was on that live.
You had 10 shots, 4 on target, 2 big chances, 1 big chance missed. You hit the woodwork once in the first half.
Yeah. And RB was
37% of the possession.
Yeah, our RB was in my stream, and I was just like, dude, it just feels like we're cursed. Like we can't fucking figure out how to get a goal when we need it. And like, Like, bro, this has to be
You were
what Chelsea
excited.
feels like right now.
You were excited like the whole match, like y'all were about. And I'm surprised it was 1-0. Like
It
I
was,
thought
man.
was
We
like
had so
4-0.
many opportunities,
Yeah.
and it just finally one falls our way. And now I'm thinking, okay, we need a second one because we haven't kept the clean sheet all year. They're going to find a way to score. And I will say, the game for Miami changed a little bit when Pizarro came in. So I think he dictated a lot. He demanded the ball a lot in the middle of the field. He created almost every major chance they had. Yedlin was getting forward before he got subbed out. They just felt like they had some kind of momentum, even though they were down 1-0. So it made me nervous. And they had one really good chance. Oh, they had the penalty that was called, right? The phantom penalty, because it didn't, actually happen. But in 8 minutes of stoppage time, a penalty, for those who didn't see, was called in the 97th minute. And it was one of the softest PKs I'd seen. I don't know about you guys, but like baby,
it was soft.
Yeah. Like it just like, I don't know, man. Like it almost like Martinez got pushed. Like he was the one who took contact and fell. But either way, VAR went and reviewed it. They called it back. We were good, and we ended the game. They were putting some pressure on us at the end, but I'm glad we go home with 3 points on the road, even if it is a downward spiraling Miami team. I mean, I'm fine with that. I think there's positives to pull away from this, but damn,
Hey,
didn't
Gonzalo Higuain retire last year?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He played this game with versus y'all.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I didn't even see Higuain out there, bro. I was so pissed that we couldn't find opportunity.
No.
Okay.
You might be confusing Joseph Martinez, but
no, that'd be a hell of a confusion if that was the case. But
but he's been a pretty big disappointment though for Miami. No goals yet.
He has,
yeah.
And I was kind of disappointed watching him. I don't know if you guys saw the game, but he didn't really get too many opportunities. He kind of was just there.
So I know Atlanta caught a lot of grief on that, but it might be one of those things where
they got the best out of him.
Turf takes years out of you. It does.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they probably just got his best years, and that's perfectly fine. I think, it was like it felt like a divorce almost, right? Atlanta fans, talking about how emotional that was for them to lose Martinez. But I don't think it was us bottling him up. I don't think it's like, oh, we just didn't give him anything. He just didn't even get the ball. The best chance of the first half came from Stefanoli. Ripped it one time from outside the 18, and that was probably their best opportunity, the one I was most nervous. But I mean, Martinez didn't.
Yeah, he only had 16 touches. Joseph Martinez in 70 minutes.
Yeah, he literally was just running. He was just running to run.
Just
out there running, bro.
Stefanelli had 40
out there running. Having a good old time.
Yeah, man.
Having a good time.
This game was good, man. It was not what you wanted to see, and I'll be very clear about that too. I don't want anybody to think that we're Dallas just content with how we played. We left a lot of the table. There was a lot of opportunity for us to get more, and we need to have that game. I can't help but think that we need to have that blowout win, right? The one that just gets the ball rolling, the momentum builds, everything. You need to a 3-0, a 4-0. I know you guys just took one across the chin, but yeah, man, I don't know when that's going to come. I don't know if it's Real Salt Lake. It could be. If we're talking about previewing that game. I mean,
you guys got them at home, right?
Got them at home, and they're on this downward spiral too. We have back-to-back opponents where they're just in a bad run of form. And
is anybody besides LA in a good form right now?
I mean, Seattle looking pretty good. I mean,
yeah.
Harry mentioned it earlier. Seattle looks legit. I mean, they put St. Louis City to bed. And I don't know. I think that
there were late goals.
I think that St. Louis City coming back more to what they are, because they had a hell of a run to start. Yeah. But nobody, they're fool's gold. It was hey, they got off to a good start. They're a good story. If they make the playoffs, to me that'll be a miracle if they do. But to me, I think you're going to see St. Louis FC probably be more what we saw the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, just come back down to earth a little bit. I mean, either way, I still think it takes and it was at home, and there's a lot you can say about playing in Seattle. But I watched that game, and I thought it was a pretty convincing win, even though things didn't really start to happen until the second half. But with Dallas's upcoming game against Salt Lake, I mean, another position where, now at home, you almost like completely have to expect that we walk away with 3 points, and that hopefully this is the game where we set it off, where we just, unleash Ferreira, unleash Jimenez, and start scoring goals. I liked what we saw from Jimenez. I think he's a good 9. Even if his shooting isn't the most accurate, he's a good 9, holds up play really well, releases Ferreira well, releases Areola well. We just got to put it all together now.
I like that. Yeah, definitely. Ferreira as a 10. You guys could be dangerous, man. I hope you guys don't come to Q2 and did what you did to us a few years ago.
The 5 goals.
Whew, man, I was there for that one. That was bad. Beppe, bro. At one point, Beppe was the highest scoring person at Q2.
Yeah, that was
because of the U.S. national
U.S. men's national team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's his it's his playground, bro. It's his training ground. It's like what the Bernabeu is for Barcelona.
Come on now. That's what Camp Nou is for Real Madrid.
Stop.
Come on. It was 4-0 last week.
Stop.
Come on. You forgot already?
A clock is right.
Do we want to talk about Champions League and kind of the first set of matches where Man City looked awesome? Real Madrid.
Well, I'm curious before we
Chelsea,
get it, I'm down.
2-0 down a man.
But I'm curious to know what you think about RSL with just a score prediction.
That's a good question. Score prediction. I'm going to be super positive this week. I feel like I kind of held back a little bit last week, trying to temper expectations. This one, we need to come out swinging. I'm going to say 3+, 3-1. I think we get scored on. I think it's 2 clean sheets in a row would be amazing. I just don't see it happening. I think we get scored on, and I think we pump in 3+ goals. It could be 3 or 4-1. I would love 4. I just don't see it happening. We haven't put it together quite offensively like that. But 3 goals would be the way I felt after the LA Galaxy game. It would be amazing to feel that way this weekend.
All right. I think y'all take a dub too. So
yeah, I got it. I think 2-0. Probably it wouldn't shock me being more than that because they did lose 4-0 to St. Louis, lost 4-0 to Columbus, but they did beat Charlotte last week 3-1. So what about Austin, Vancouver? How do you see that one?
Me?
Well, both of you. We're going through it.
Well, he said 1-1. He said he'll think we'll get a point.
I will say 1-1. Yeah.
I think we'll get a 1-0 or maybe 2-1, something like that.
I think yeah. I don't know. Vancouver's every other match they're winning.
They're a good team.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a 1-1 draw, dude. Wolf's got to prove it to me. Like I said here, before I say they get a win, I'll give a 1-1 draw. It wouldn't shock me 0-0, but I just don't have a lot of confidence in Austin FC right now.
-4 goal differential this season.
Yeah,
and
Vancouver's +4.
And then Red Bulls in Houston. How do we say that one?
It's a great question.
Actually. I don't know.
I'll go first on this one here.
Stay safe.
Who are you going?
Houston. Houston takes it 2-1. I'll give it to them.
So I was leaning Red Bulls, but they're not looking too hot either. And then with all the drama here, but it is on the road for Houston. They did well against Cincinnati. They sucked against New England, but 1-1 draw as well.
All right. 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-2 draw. I think both teams get a couple goals. I think Acha's coming into form a little bit. That the goals got to come from somewhere. He's out. Oh, that's right.
He's got that red card.
Oh, that's right. The goals got to come from somewhere, man. I don't know. I think Houston's settling a little bit. They do. I mean, like they're before.
They don't get another PK for the 5th game in a row, do they?
No, but I could see them finally like not relying solely upon PKs. I still think it's a draw though, no matter what. I just think it's more than 1-1.
Yeah.
I think that a point, and that'll keep Dallas at the upper echelon of the league where we belong.
Whatever. Last question before we get into UCL. Are you going to the match this weekend?
No. Well, I might change my mind. I probably not. I'll probably stream it again. But I'm gonna go to. I have a couple North Texas SC games and probably an FC Dallas game that I'm gonna throw in here pretty soon. So.
Oh yeah, dude, we smoked y'all tonight. Reminds me.
Yeah, what happened in North Texas, dude? They used to be a great.
What was final score on that? Do you guys know?
No, I don't.
3-0 last I saw. I'm pretty sure that's what it ended up. And it was 3-0 in the first 15 minutes.
And we just beat LAFC too, to top it off. I mean, I don't know, man. It's whatever.
Hey, you realize Austin FC's beat both Houston and
maybe you should just play y'all's 2 team, bro. I don't know. Y'all's 1 team ain't cutting it anymore.
Austin, Texas.
Hey, I forget who it was.
I know. Hey, if they could play Saturday, I'd probably.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you might as well just start your Austin FC 2 team.
I mean, why not? But you can't.
Oh, and did you? And do you remember which academy team won for Austin
the
FC?
The U15. So yeah, shout out to them. They won the Generation Adidas. What is it? What cup was it?
It's the Generation Adidas Cup.
Generation
the
Adidas
Dallas Cup or the? Oh no,
it's the GA.
So that was separate.
Yeah.
So
FC Dallas actually won that tournament, the Dallas Cup, but same difference.
I mean, not really.
So that's the first Civil War, buddy. Congrats.
Yeah, and it didn't come from Driussi and the boys. That's crazy.
That's okay. That's all right.
It's a hell of an accomplishment, dude. It's a hell of accomplishment. So I know for San Antonio FC, their U14 team beat a team from Germany, and they finished in the semifinal round. I know we touted them on our show here. It's great when the academy teams do well for here. I know Dallas, if you think academy teams in Texas, you always think of Dallas, but I'm happy to see Austin FC and San Antonio FC do well in like the Dallas Cup and along those lines, because that helps grows the game for both of our teams and more importantly, for the youth here in Texas here. And the only question is it's, I guess Sam's not here or any Houston is, where the fuck is Houston Dynamo Academy at? Houston has talent. They have talent. They just need to. You can't tell me with as many soccer fans that are in Houston that play on the rec fields out there, especially if you get, my in-laws lived in Houston. The rec fields are full all weekend long and most nights. There's talent out there. They just got to find it and develop it. So
yeah, for sure. Full show, man. Shout out Lone Star. Appreciate y'all. I just did an event with them today.
Cheaters.
I mean, what? I mean, there's different units, right? So
I'm just giving you shit, dude.
But we got a tournament in 2 weeks, so I'm training them right now for tournament 5, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. So
nice, man. But I mean, Harry, I totally agree with you, man. On the Dallas Cup and GA Cup, I've played in both, and they're like wildly prestigious tournaments for the international youth. Like they're tournaments that you put on the calendar at the very beginning of the season. Everybody works towards them, and there was a time when MLS clubs, Dallas included, I mean, got absolutely dunked on at those tournaments. Like Real Madrid Academy would show up. I remember watching in 2008 maybe or 9. I remember watching a 6-time national champion from the U.S. Solar. 6 times. And
they're a great club too.
Yeah, great club. This I remember I don't know what year it was. It might have been like the 86's Solars. They were like 6 years in a row, barely lost any games, like 2 or 3 games in the span of 6 years. 6-time national champion, just dunked on by Real Madrid's academy. Like it wasn't even close. Real Madrid started their B team for the first half. It ended 0-0 at halftime. In second half, they put in all their starters and it ended 5-0. And it was like I remember watching. This is the best our country can produce, and it's not even close to what it is in Europe. So
yeah, I mean they were in that tournament. I was hoping that they would get through. I think it was Philadelphia Union they lost to in PKs.
They're a nasty academy team, actually. Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, Philly's
the real deal.
Philly's basically Dallas East.
They got GAM.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why we hate those MFers.
But no, like I said here, I know we mainly focus on the MLS teams and a little bit on the USL, but for the academy structures, when they do well, I personally want to recognize them. And I know the UIL state championships are going on in Georgetown, up in RB's area here. So for this weekend here, I know Bernie lost out to Salina today in the 4A girls, which was, in my opinion, should have been a state finals. But like I said here, it's to me, like I said here, just giving the opportunities, giving it, kind of a voice for the kids. I know we try to highlight it on our podcast, and as much as I can on this show here, I want to highlight them as well. Geared more towards the to our professional clubs, of course.
Hell
No
yeah,
doubt, man.
future
Hell
of the
yeah.
game here. Yeah, we absolutely should. Yeah.
And we have
enough.
We have some, youngsters that are on the academy and all that do listen to us. So shout out to all of y'all, man. Keep working hard. Maybe one day we'll be talking
about you. Stay away from San Antonio. Leave our academy alone.
We need center backs. Go pick up some center backs. All right, so USL happened today and yesterday. We had some matches.
Champions League.
I mean, yeah, same thing. UCL. UEFA Champions League.
Oh, I thought you said USL.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you said USL too. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh no,
UCL. It's like, no, we're not going back to the top of the show.
UCL, my boys. My bad.
Yeah.
I got a pretty southern accent. It's pretty slurry.
UCL was actually pretty good this week.
Yeah, it was. City though, dude. I mean, they slapped Bayern, bro.
All roads lead to Erling Haaland in Manchester City.
Bro, come on now. All roads lead to Los Reyes de Europa. You know that.
Look, bro, I respect Real Madrid. Trust, bro.
You realize that's the next match round, right?
Yeah.
It sucks that Man City and Real Madrid face up next.
But that's usually how it is.
Yeah. It would be great to see a Madrid City final. Now, with that said, how do you stop Haaland? Because nobody's done it.
The final's one game, right? So,
but you have him.
But it's not. You're going to be facing them in a 2-leg playoff.
So how are you going to stop Haaland?
I know.
Real Madrid is going to be the team that goes through. I'm just curious. No, if you were Ancelotti, how do you do it? I'm just curious.
I mean, honestly,
he looks
bro,
at his trophies.
I mean, that's not going to help us. That's not going to help us win this game.
The guy's a robot, bro. Like I don't even know how to stop him,
dude. I mean, I don't know enough. I don't follow it that much anymore. Like, as for the banter with you, I'll go for it all day. You know what I'm saying? All day.
The problem with Man City is they're so
I couldn't
deep.
tell you I could with.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Go ahead, Harry. I like where you're going with that.
The problem with Man City is they're so deep, and there's no weakness. There isn't, and that's the problem with Man City. And I think that's the reason why Haaland is so great for that team, because the one weakness that they had is they didn't have a true striker up top. They've got that now. How do you stop them?
Yeah,
you got probably the best midfield.
Yeah, I mean, you see that Bernardo Silva goal? Like it was just a Haaland little chip, and the shortest guy on the field was wide open when he got it. Just the way that they're able to open up each other in the field and create those opportunities. Look, bro, Real Madrid's nasty in Champions League. We will always say that. No one can take the trophies away from them. But I don't think Vinny and Benzema are going to do this. Like, I don't know.
I just match though. It'll be
to match Haaland for goals. Like, it's just I thought Bayern was going to be their like if somebody's going to beat them before the final, it's going to be Bayern, and they completely steamrolled them. So I don't know. I think it's just going to be interesting.
Now there is another round, and we have seen where teams that have been up big. I hate to say this, Jose.
Barcelona, we
faltered,
choked twice.
That PSG game,
big leagues.
That's the only positive that we can talk about. We got slammed by Juve after that, but yeah, we also La Remontada against Liverpool, against Roma.
What about Milan beating Napoli and then Inter beating Benfica? So you could have a,
there's going to be an Italian semifinal no matter what. I think.
But you could have that's the best. And I don't follow Italy soccer as much, but Inter and Milan are basically Barcelona and Real Madrid for that league, right?
Yeah, 100%. So I don't know. And then Napoli got a red card today, just like Chelsea did.
Yes.
So I think that and Osimhen was out too, which is I thought a massive loss for Napoli ahead of the game. So I don't know. I don't know who's going to win that tie. I still think Napoli could win it. I mean, Osimhen could just go off in the next game against Milan. But I think Inter's probably sealed that against Benfica.
Any chance that you think Real Madrid gives, because they only got a 2-0 lead?
No,
you don't think that they cough it up?
They're too experienced for that to happen, in my opinion. They're just Real Madrid's like we think about just the I called Austin FC mental midgets earlier. They're mental monsters. Like I just think at the end of the day, like they know exactly what to do. They're champions.
Plus, it's Chelsea.
Plus it's 11th place Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea this year. Yeah. I mean,
Chelsea's in a bad place right now.
Madrid should have won by more. In all honesty, Madrid won 2-0 comfortably, and I thought they didn't look anywhere near like what they're really capable of.
What they could have done,
like they could have.
Well, even Chelsea hit us on counters. They could have been. They could have went up early, dude. Chelsea. So, I like what you're saying, but
I never felt like Chelsea was
in the game, right?
The game.
Yeah, dude, I didn't either.
No, and I don't know if it's just because I watch a lot of Premier League now, in the mornings here.
Yeah.
And just with all the to me, they're the Austin FC of the Premier League with all the dysfunction that's going on right now.
Kind of,
in the locker room and all that type of crap. Just to kind of bring it into Texas Ring of Fire. But
yeah,
to me, it's just, even though they had possession, it's like the start of the LAFC game. It was like, okay, hey, they didn't convert on their shot, and you knew they were. It was like.
And just like LAFC, right? You assume that they get leads in the playoffs or in the MLS Cup final, right? I mean, I think you think of Real Madrid. I don't think they're going to choke. There's no way they choke this. Now I will say, if they got somehow a lead against Man City, right? So let's say they get the first leg and they get a lead, that could the opposite could happen.
Unless it's 3 goals. Well,
I don't know, man. Like at this point, no lead is safe after what happened to PSG not too long ago. I feel like no lead is safe. It's like you just got to kill it off.
Yeah,
but I think Real Madrid's smart enough, and they have the attacking. But
I hope so.
We'll
that Man City game is because Man City can be beat, right? I mean, we've seen it happen.
Yeah, Liverpool just beat them not terribly long ago. Like Liverpool just beat.
So
them.
It's not like they're unbeatable, but
but their form right now, bro, they beat Leipzig. They beat Leipzig 7-0. Their form right now, it's like I don't think there's any team in the world that really wants to play them. Like I'm an Arsenal fan, and I don't know.
I was gonna say like
they're catching the leaders. Let's just put it that way.
They might. Arsenal. Let's close with that. Or what were you gonna say? Go ahead, Harry. Sorry.
I hope not, bro.
To me, if I'm trying to pull it up here, I think it's Arsenal, right? That's in the league.
So Arsenal has a 6-point lead right now.
Arsenal has to win out because if they don't, they're because I think Man City beats them because they have one more head-to-head. I don't see Man City losing the rest of the season. I don't.
What we can hope as Arsenal fans, is that City continues to stay in the Champions League, that they continue to prioritize it because they've never won that. And
that's true.
And like hope to God that they drop points against us, we draw, and we just ride out the rest of the season. If we can do that, that is basically the plan from Arsenal's perspective. But I mean, it's crazy. I think months ago we were talking about Haaland maybe not being a fit, like a square peg in a round hole. He wasn't. Man City didn't feel like they were quite as lethal, and that's why Arsenal was in first place. I don't know, man. He feels like he's a perfect fit now, and they're like just completely firing on all cylinders. It's scary, bro. It's really scary to play that team. It's like it's scary to play Bouanga at LAFC, bro. That it's that kind of scary. Like a guy just can't stop scoring. Like, oh man, I don't want to.
Yeah, I know. Haaland is the guy's a beast. He's a machine.
So you said you're an Arsenal fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you excited about them playing the MLS All-Stars?
I am.
I don't think we've ever touched base on that.
No, we didn't. And
the Premier League announced a 16 cup, I guess you could say, mainly on the East Coast, not anywhere near us. Yeah. And then La Liga, with the exception of Real Madrid and Barcelona, are playing 2 matches in Mexico, or 2 sets of games in Mexico, and then a double header in San Francisco as well for if you're a summer friendly tour guy. San Francisco, or I think it's Atlanta, Orlando, Philadelphia.
It's a lot of East Coast.
And New Jersey are the ones for the Premier League. For that here, I know Newcastle's part of it because they got to collect that money now that they're a P6 team.
Yeah, the Arsenal match. I mean, I actually seen debate about this, which is crazy to me because there's like an argument that like it's bad for the league because there's no win. Like if we beat Arsenal, it's going to be because they have their B team or C team out there, and if we lose to Arsenal, we're just showing how much inferior the league is to like other clubs and leagues abroad. I don't see it that way. I mean, I think at the end of the day, if you want to be a pessimist, look at it like that. By all means, go for it. I still think it's good to have potentially, maybe if I'm lucky as hell, the reigning Premier League champions in the United States, so that we can.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so we can watch them and compete against players that we develop here. I don't know. It sounds pretty cool, and it doesn't feel like back in the day when we would have, Manchester United or some of these big Premier League clubs come just to put on a show because MLS was such a young league in its infancy back then. Now it feels like, okay, maybe this can be a game. Maybe this can be something other than like a charity match feel, right? So I don't know. I have nothing but positive feelings.
But even if it's a charity match, it's an all-star game. It's more, to me, it's more about growing the game. Yeah. And who's going to be in between the goal with Arsenal is going to be Matt Turner.
Matt Turner, yes,
who's
sir.
one of the to me flagships for hey, you develop here, you go over to England, England along those lines. So will I watch it? I don't know if I'll watch it, but
I would love to go. I think they're pricing everybody out of it. I don't know if you guys have seen tickets. I mean, tickets are ridiculous, but I might go. I mean, it'd be cool to go to DC and watch something. I don't know, maybe like the skills challenge or something, just see some players and whatnot. But paying $500 plus to go to the game, I'm okay.
Shit, I paid $570 to go to the Clásico, where my wife.
Which one?
For Miami.
Oh, you paid for that one?
Yeah, I went. Well, I thought Ronaldo was gonna come, bro. Shoot.
Man, I mean, yeah, I guess that's true.
I saw Messi, Neymar, Suarez. Saw them all, bro. Saw a 3-2 game. You guys won.
But it's just. I thought the tickets were like $1,000 for that game.
I paid $570, and they were club seats, bro.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a good.
I went with the old soccer guy.
Nice, man. I mean, I think those games are cool. They draw crowds. I'm actually a big fan of them. I think the summer friendlies from here in the States with clubs abroad, it's just a cool little break from the MLS grind. And it brings more attention to the league. I don't see an issue with it. I think it's dope. Yeah. So hopefully Arsenal win the Premier League, and then they come and we can have the reigning Premier League champions here. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Go Man City.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Manchester's red, bro.
Since when?
And for years, dude.
Is it
for years?
Is it 2013 again? Like, what are we doing, bro?
I wish. It would be nice.
It would be nice.
Nah, guys. Yeah. All right, so that's all I got. Harry, you got anything else? Jose, you got anything else you want to add?
Nah, man, this is fun. We're good.
Stay off the damn field. I don't care whether it's Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, anywhere. Stay off the freaking field.
You need a sign in the back somewhere, Harry, that says that.
Yeah.
Stay off the fucking field. I'll see if I have somebody that can make a flag. I'll see if I can see if he can do that.
I like that.
There you go. All right, guys. Make sure y'all go give Jose a follow on Instagram, Twitter. Go give Harry a follow on Instagram, Twitter. Follow his show, SA Texas Roundtable, right? That's what it's called?
SA Soccer Roundtable, yeah.
Yeah, SA Soccer Roundtable. And then follow FC Dallas. Y'all go to these live shows that my boy Jose puts on. He live streams every game. They're fun, man. He responds right away pretty much. And
we ought to do that.
And I'm
RB, you and I ought to do that one thing.
I say when we all play each other, I don't know how we could do it with San Antonio, but I mean,
they'd have to be in the MLS, which is not going to happen. So
they keep expanding because that's how they got to collect the money.
But we should do that, Harry. When we both have away games, I'm down. Or all of us, we all have away games.
I would say, Or more importantly, I would say even if like Dallas plays Austin or Dallas plays Houston or whatever, right? Like just when Texas teams play, it'd be fun to see everybody's reactions live.
Or even I mostly travel to Dallas, right? But I would like to do one of those where we do Dallas versus Austin and we can't talk. Like that would be sick. That would be fun.
Interesting.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm down.
So
no,
you guys
gotta talk, man.
You guys give Texas Ring of Fire a follow on Twitter, Instagram. We go live every Wednesday around like 9:37, 9:38, somewhere around there. Depends when everyone files in. We're here for the banter.
Ish.
You got, ish. Sometimes depends if I can get my baby to sleep or not. Because man, if y'all parents, you already know how it is. Episode 41, man. We'll see y'all next week. I appreciate you guys. RB22, I'm out.